Ladies and gentlemen, now let me tell you something, because a lot of people get this part wrong. Men don't just fall in love with how you look. Oh no, a man falls deeper, harder, and faster with what he hears. What you say can flip a switch in his mind that no outfit, no text message, and no emoji ever could. And I'm not talking about anything wild or disrespectful. I'm talking about words that make him feel wanted, chosen, and powerful. Let me start right here, because this is where most people miss it. A man does not want to feel like he is only useful. He does not wake up every day dreaming about being needed like a tool. He wants to feel desired. There is a big difference between the two, and if you understand this, you unlock a whole new level of connection with a man. When a man feels needed, he feels responsible. When he feels desired, he feels alive. See, being needed sounds like, I need you to pay the bills, I need you to fix this, I need you to handle that. And don't get me wrong, a man will step up, he'll do his job, he'll provide, but desire sounds like, I want you, I like you, I enjoy you. That hits his heart and his ego at the same time. That makes him feel chosen, not obligated. A man wants to hear that his presence matters, not just his performance. When your words tell him that you enjoy the way he thinks, the way he moves, the way he handles life, it makes him stand taller. When you let him know that he excites you mentally, emotionally, even spiritually, now you've got his attention. Men are rarely told they are wanted just for being who they are, and when they hear it, it stays with them. Words have power. The right words can make a man feel confident even on his worst day. When you say things that affirm his masculinity, his effort, and his impact on you, it feeds something deep inside him. He starts wanting to do more, not because he has to, but because he wants to. Desire creates motivation. Obligation creates resistance. And here's the truth a lot of people don't like to admit. Men fall in love through appreciation and affirmation. When your words make him feel admired, respected, and desired, he connects emotionally without even realizing it. He begins associating peace, excitement, and validation with you. That's powerful. That's not manipulation. That's understanding how men are wired. Now listen carefully. Desire doesn't mean being loud or over the top. Sometimes it's subtle. Sometimes it's the way you say his name. Sometimes it's letting him know you feel good around him, safe around him, excited by him. Those words stick. They echo in his mind when he's away from you. They make him think, she wants me, not just what I do for her. So if you want a man to lean in, open up, and stay connected, remember this, speak to his heart, not just his role. Let your words remind him that he is more than a provider, more than a problem solver. He is a man who is wanted. And once a man feels that, he doesn't forget it. Let me tell you something real about confidence, because this right here changes everything. It's not about saying the perfect words. It's not about sounding polished, scripted, or smooth like you rehearsed in front of a mirror. What a man responds to is confidence in your voice, the certainty, the comfort, the energy that says, I mean what I'm saying, and I'm not afraid of it. That's what grabs him. A confident voice tells a man you know who you are. You're not asking for permission. You're not fishing for validation. You're not nervous about how he's going to take it. And that kind of confidence is attractive in a way perfection could never be. You can stumble over words, laugh mid-sentence, even say something slightly awkward, but if your tone is sure, he feels it. Men don't listen only with their ears, they listen with their instincts. See, insecurity sounds like hesitation. It sounds like shrinking back. It sounds like hoping he'll approve of what you're saying. Confidence sounds grounded, calm, playful without trying too hard. When you speak with confidence, you're telling him, this is how I feel, and I'm comfortable owning it. That makes a man lean in because it signals emotional strength. A confident voice also removes pressure. When you're not trying to be perfect, the moment feels real. Men are drawn to authenticity. They relax when they don't feel like they're being tested or manipulated. Your confidence tells him he doesn't have to guess where he stands with you. It creates safety, and safety is underrated when it comes to attraction. And here's the part people overlook. Confidence isn't loud. It's not aggressive. It doesn't need to dominate the room. Sometimes it's soft, sometimes it's slow. Sometimes it's a low, steady tone that says more than a whole paragraph ever could. A man notices when your voice doesn't shake, when you don't rush, when you're comfortable with silence. That kind of confidence is magnetic. When a man hears confidence in your voice, he assumes confidence in your life. He believes you know your worth. He believes you won't tolerate disrespect. And strangely enough, that makes him respect you more and desire you more at the same time. Men don't chase uncertainty for long, but they are deeply drawn to women who sound secure in who they are. Perfection tries to impress. Confidence doesn't need to. And that's why it works. When you speak without overthinking, when your words flow naturally, when your tone says you're at ease with yourself, it creates a powerful impression. He feels like he's dealing with a woman who knows what she wants, even if she doesn't say it directly. So remember this, you don't have to sound flawless. You don't have to say everything right. Just speak with certainty, warmth, and ownership. A confident voice does more than perfect words ever could, and a man will feel that long after the conversation ends. Let's talk about respect mixed with playfulness, because this combination is where real attraction lies. Too much seriousness drains the energy out of a connection, and too much play without respect makes it feel shallow. But when a man feels respected and lightly teased, appreciated and desired, something clicks inside him. He feels relaxed, confident, and emotionally pulled in all at once. Respect is the foundation. A man wants to feel that you see him as capable, intelligent, and worthy. When your words acknowledge his effort, his mindset, and the way he handles responsibility, it strengthens his sense of self. He feels like he can be himself around you without being judged or diminished. That kind of respect makes him want to protect the connection because it feeds his identity. Now here's where playfulness comes in. Playfulness keeps things alive. It brings laughter, curiosity, and spark. When your words have a light tone, a smile behind them, or a hint of teasing, it tells him you're comfortable with him. It says you're not walking on eggshells. Men love that. It makes interactions feel natural instead of heavy. Playfulness reminds him that being with you is fun, not stressful. The magic happens when these two things are balanced. You can tease him while still admiring him. You can joke without disrespect. You can be playful without taking away from his masculinity. For example, a light laugh followed by appreciation sends a powerful message. I enjoy you and I respect you. That combination is rare and men notice it immediately. Playfulness also lowers defenses. When a man doesn't feel attacked or criticized, he opens up. He starts sharing more. He becomes more emotionally available without realizing it. Respect makes him feel safe, and playfulness makes him feel desired. Together, they create emotional attraction that lasts beyond the moment. Another important thing is tone. Respect isn't only in the words, it's in how they're delivered. Sarcasm that cuts too deep or jokes that embarrass him in front of others can shut him down. But gentle humor, inside jokes, and affectionate teasing build connection. They create shared moments that feel exclusive, like the two of you are on the same team. Men often associate love with peace. When your words bring both warmth and lightness, He associates you with comfort and enjoyment. He starts to think of you as the person he can relax with, laugh with, and still feel respected by. That's a powerful position to be in emotionally. So when you speak to a man, remember that attraction isn't about dominance or submission. It's about balance. Let your words show admiration, then add a little play. Let him feel respected, then remind him he's desired. That blend creates a connection that feels effortless, exciting, and real, and once a man feels that he naturally leans in, expend 4 key knots, 500 words without subheading and conclusion. Appreciation is one of the most powerful things you can ever give a man, and yet it's one of the most overlooked. A lot of people think appreciation spoils a man or makes him lazy, but the truth is the opposite. When appreciation is genuine, it feeds his ego in a healthy way. It makes him feel valued, not entitled. It reminds him that his efforts matter, that who he is and what he does are noticed. A man's ego isn't just about pride or arrogance. At its core, it's tied to his sense of usefulness and impact. Men want to feel like they make a difference in your life. When your words acknowledge that, it strengthens his emotional bond with you. Simple appreciation tells him, I see you trying. I see you showing up. That kind of recognition motivates him far more than criticism ever could. When a man feels appreciated, he doesn't feel pressured to perform. He feels encouraged. He starts wanting to do more naturally, not because he's afraid of losing you, but because he enjoys the feeling of being valued by you. Appreciation creates a positive loop. The more he feels acknowledged, the more effort he puts in. The more effort he puts in, the stronger the connection becomes. There's also something deeply attractive to a man about being appreciated without being demanded. When appreciation is freely given, it feels pure. It feels safe. It doesn't come with strings attached. That's what makes it powerful. A man can tell the difference between appreciation that's used as a tool and appreciation that comes from the heart. One builds trust. The other builds resistance. Words of appreciation also soften a man emotionally. Men don't always express vulnerability easily, but when they feel valued, they relax, they open up. They become more emotionally present. Appreciation tells him he doesn't have to constantly prove himself. He feels accepted, and acceptance creates closeness. Another important part of appreciation is specificity. Vague praise feels nice, but specific appreciation sticks. When you acknowledge the way he thinks, the way he handles pressure, or the way he shows care in small moments, it feels personal. It tells him you're paying attention. That kind of appreciation feeds his ego without inflating it. It grounds him instead of boosting him unrealistically. Healthy appreciation doesn't put him on a pedestal, and it doesn't make you smaller. It creates balance. It says, I value you, and I value myself. Men are drawn to that energy. It makes them feel respected without feeling controlled. So when appreciation is spoken honestly and consistently, it becomes more than just nice words. It becomes emotional fuel. It builds confidence, deepens attraction, and strengthens connection in a way that lasts. Mystery and affirmation have a quiet power that pressure will never have, and understanding this can completely change how a man responds to you. Pressure makes a man feel trapped. Mystery makes him curious. Pressure makes him defensive. Affirmation makes him open. When you remove urgency and replace it with calm confidence, a man naturally leans in instead of pulling away. A lot of people think the way to keep a man interested is to constantly ask where things are going, what he's feeling, and what he plans to do next. While clarity is important, too much pressure too soon makes a man feel like he's being cornered. His instinct then is to protect his freedom. Mystery, on the other hand, gives him space to think, feel, and choose, And men value what they choose on their own far more than what they're pushed into. Mystery doesn't mean playing games or being cold. It means not over-explaining yourself. It means not laying every emotion on the table all at once. It's allowing your presence, your energy, and your consistency to speak louder than constant reassurance seeking. When a man feels like he's still discovering you, he stays mentally engaged. His curiosity stays alive. Affirmation works alongside mystery in a powerful way. When you affirm a man without demanding anything in return, it disarms him. It tells him you're secure. It shows emotional maturity. Affirmation sounds like belief, encouragement, and calm appreciation, not expectations disguised as compliments. When a man hears affirmation without pressure attached, he associates you with peace. Men open up when they don't feel rushed. They commit emotionally when they feel respected, not managed. Mystery gives him room to step forward at his own pace, and affirmation reassures him that when he does, he's welcomed. This combination creates emotional safety without boredom, excitement without anxiety. Pressure often sounds like urgency, needing answers now, needing validation now, needing certainty now. Mystery sounds like patience, calm, confidence in yourself. And here's the truth. Men are deeply attracted to women who don't panic emotionally. A woman who isn't trying to force outcomes sends a powerful message. She trusts herself and the connection. Affirmation also feeds a man's confidence without inflating his ego. When you acknowledge his effort, his mindset, or his growth without tying it to expectations, it motivates him naturally. He starts wanting to show up more because he feels appreciated, not monitored. Affirmation without pressure feels like freedom, and freedom is something men protect fiercely. Mystery keeps the emotional door open without demanding he walk through it immediately. It allows anticipation to build. It gives him space to miss you, to think about you, to wonder where he stands. And that wondering is powerful. When a man thinks about you without being prompted, he's already emotionally invested. Another important part of mystery is not explaining your value. You live it. You don't announce standards, you demonstrate them. You don't threaten to walk away, you simply know you could. That quiet self-assurance is magnetic. Men feel it even when nothing is said. It creates respect without confrontation. Affirmation reinforces this by letting him know that his presence is appreciated, not required. When a man feels wanted instead of needed, he shows up differently. He invests emotionally because he wants to, not because he feels obligated. That's the kind of investment that lasts. Pressure tries to control the outcome. Mystery trusts the process. Affirmation nurtures the connection along the way. Together, they create an atmosphere where a man feels calm, curious, confident, and emotionally drawn in. And when a man feels all of that at once, he doesn't need to be chased or convinced. He chooses to stay. Timing and tone matter more than the actual words, and this is something most people underestimate. You can say the right thing at the wrong moment and completely lose its power, or you can say something very simple at the right time and have it stay with a man forever. Men don't just hear words, they feel the moment those words are spoken in. The emotional environment matters just as much as the message. Timing is about awareness. It's knowing when a man is open and when he's closed, when he's stressed, distracted, or overwhelmed. His emotional capacity is limited. In those moments, even well-meaning words can feel like pressure. But when he's relaxed, when he feels calm and connected, his guard is down. That's when words land deeper. A man remembers what you say when his heart is open, not when his mind is in survival mode. Tone is the emotional wrapper around your words. The same sentence can feel comforting, exciting, or irritating depending on how it's said. A soft, warm tone can make a man feel safe. A playful tone can spark attraction. A calm tone can create trust. Tone communicates intention faster than words ever could. Before he processes what you said, he's already felt how you said it. Men are especially sensitive to tone when it comes to intimacy and emotional connection. A sharp or impatient tone can make him shut down, even if the words themselves aren't harsh. On the other hand, a gentle, confident tone can turn a simple comment into something deeply attractive. Tone tells him whether he's being appreciated, tested, or challenged. Timing also means knowing when not to speak. Silence can be powerful. Giving a moment space instead of filling it with words can create anticipation and emotional depth. Men often process internally, and when you allow that space, he feels respected. He feels trusted to come forward on his own. That builds attraction and emotional investment. Another part of timing is emotional readiness. Saying affirming or intimate words when the connection hasn't reached that level yet can feel overwhelming. But saying them when there's already mutual comfort feels natural and exciting. Men respond best when words match the stage of the relationship. When there's alignment, nothing feels forced. Tone also reflects self-control, and self-control is attractive. A steady tone shows emotional maturity. It tells a man you're not ruled by impulse or insecurity. You're grounded, you're intentional. Men are drawn to women who can express desire, appreciation, and confidence without emotional volatility. There's also something powerful about restraint. Saying less with the right tone can create more impact than saying everything. A calm pause before speaking, a slow delivery, or a quiet smile can amplify your words. It signals confidence. It shows you're not chasing a reaction, you're allowing one. Men associate emotional safety with consistency and tone. When your tone isn't unpredictable, he feels relaxed. He doesn't feel like he has to guard himself. That emotional safety opens the door for deeper connection. When he feels safe, he listens more closely. When he listens more closely, your words carry more weight. Timing and tone also influence how desire is communicated. Desire expressed at the wrong moment can feel intrusive. Desire expressed at the right moment feels validating and exciting. The difference isn't in the words, it's in the timing and the energy behind them. Men remember how you made them feel far longer than what you actually said. Ultimately, words are only part of the message. Timing decides when the door is open. Tone decides whether your words feel inviting or demanding. When you understand this, you don't need to overthink what to say. You simply become aware of when and how to say it. And that awareness turns ordinary words into powerful emotional experiences that stay with a man long after the moment has passed.